Hi, Flosstube. I'm Rolanda.
And I'm Kylie.
And this is
Rose
Crafty Corner.
Welcome back, everyone. If you've seen us before, great to have you back again. And if you are new here, we have had some new subscribers again, so that's fantastic.
We have.
We hope you enjoy what you see here and that you continue to enjoy what you see with us as we put more videos out. If you haven't already, if you click the bell icon and select all, then you will be notified every time we put out a new video. We usually put out a regular Flosstube every second Thursday. Well, we film on every second Thursday. Yeah. Sometimes it ends up being the Friday or Saturday before we actually upload it, depending on how we go with editing and everything.
And life
getting in the way. And every now and then we'll throw an extra at you, depending on whether we've been to a retreat or a de-stash market or something.
Or if we have something that we just want to share and go in depth.
Sometimes plans videos. We've done, Halloween plans and Christmas plans and New Year's plans and all the plans. So
we did two whip parades, so part 1 and part 2. Yep. We did our 2025 stitchy plans recently.
Yep. So there's a few there that you can catch up on if you would like to.
Yeah, lots to watch.
Yes. We are primarily a cross-stitch channel. Every now and then we'll throw an extra craft at you, but
none today for me.
I think today is all about cross-stitch.
I was a busy girl.
We have been busy with all of that. So we'll get straight into new starts.
Oh, you got new starts?
I have got 2 new starts.
That's right, you do too. I forgot temporarily.
That's typical of Ro. If you haven't seen us before, she forgets things. So this is one of my new starts. It is White Owl from Artisy. Now I'll have to actually put a picture of my progress up because it is on a scroll frame and I don't really want to have to keep taking it off. I've only made a little bit of progress. As you'll see, I started in the top left corner up here. So that one is full coverage, so it's going to take me a while. It is the project I'm going to be working on when we have our Zoom catch-ups with the girls.
How many stitches have you done?
I have done 238 stitches, which has put it at 0.37%.
Wow.
I know.
Not even 0.5% yet.
Not yet,
She's a real newbie.
Yes, well, I only get 100 odd stitches done each time we're on Zoom for an hour or two. So,
have you named her yet?
No.
No? Any plans to name her?
No.
No?
When I showed it to my mum, she said, "Oh, Hedwig." So it does look a bit like Hedwig, but it's not specifically Hedwig.
Yeah.
I do have a specific Hedwig project, so if I named her Hedwig, I would confuse myself and everyone else. So it will not be Hedwig.
Just White Owl.
It's just White Owl for now. So that was one new start. And this one was nearly a SAF start and finish, but didn't quite get it finished. All the cross stitching is done. So this is the combi, and that is from Spruce Craft Co. So the whole thing is 1,288 stitches, and I've just got the back stitch to do, which isn't a lot, and I was going to push myself last night to do it, but it got a bit late already and I had to be fresh for today, although I'm still tired because one of the kids came in during the night and woke me up. But anyway, so that is the combi. So that one will be finished by the next video. In fact, I'll probably get it done today.
It's so cute. I know someone who would love that pun. I know you love it. I was meaning other than yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are my 2 new starts.
Beautiful.
Now, Ro didn't have any new starts this time,
nope.
So then we'll move into whips.
I was restrained because there was many times over the past 2 weeks where I was like, I want to start something new. And I'm like, no. I just started 4 new things, like 2 this year and 2 just before the new year. So I was like, no, stay with that.
All right. So the only whip I have is the stitching chart. So it was also from Spruce Craft Co. It was released as a temperature chart, but we've both decided to make it a stitching chart. So I'm slowly doing the months in between everything else. And I have been filling in, as you can see, my colours for January.
Let's zoom in to have a look at your colours. There we go. So lots of greens in there.
Yeah, that's kind of my mid-range. I had one 0 day in there, which is a light grey. And so my range goes up by 50s. So I've got 0, and then I've got 1 to 50, 51 to 100, and so on.
And how many stitches did you do on that one?
In total, I have, since we showed it last time, done 1,834 stitches. And that's brought it to 55.15%. But that is actually including the stitched ones, but not the blank ones. I'm sort of just adding them in as I go.
Oh, okay.
To the counts.
So it won't be a true accurate of the whole
percentage,
thing.
no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I've got mine of the whole thing.
So I don't, and then I've got to do the back stitch around the other months that I haven't done yet. But that's just, I'm trying to keep my totals added like each day. I'm trying to keep up with it so I can do. Yeah. So like I haven't done yesterday's numbers yet because I will do that today.
Yeah,
because
same here.
Because obviously whatever I stitch on that will get added to today's total.
No, I did yesterday's.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll show you mine while we're talking about that one. So mine is done on a tea coffee dyed piece of Ada that I dyed myself. Obviously there's another bobbin out here and a bit of a border. And my days are very, well, there's blues and yellows. There's one green, which was yesterday. So if we show them together, they're very different. So you can see how with Kylie's it looks a little more green and mine's a bit more bluish, I would say.
Yeah. But we didn't correlate our colours. We just picked whatever we wanted.
And because Kylie's going in 50s, I'm going in 100s because I have a higher stitching count. So mine is, I spent 5 days on it and did 810 stitches, and I'm now 20.01% of the actual full pattern. So it includes all the days here. And I used it for 4 challenges, no, 5 challenges, sorry. Used it for 5 challenges for the daily 30. So I ended up doing 30 minutes a day here and there over 5 days, and that's how I got my 810. And so I just stitched however much 30 minutes was. I set a timer, stitched it, and then took a photo and used that as the ending of day 1, for example, beginning of day 2, and then so on and so forth. So yeah, yesterday I counted in what the count was of that last line, worked it out, and then had a look at my key in my colours and worked out what that total amount for the day would fit into, and then I just stitched the green. So the green that I've stitched is included in yesterday's total.
So you got it, because I think it's 34 stitches in that middle section.
Something like that, yeah. I can't remember now. Like I just
sure that was what I did on yesterday.
So I just mark it off and mark up and then add all the totals together for yesterday. And then when I found it was like 600 and something I did yesterday, and then worked out what that colour, that number was to whatever colour it was, and then stitched that yesterday. So hope that makes sense.
Cool.
It makes sense in my brain.
That's the only place it needs to. So I'm doing mine on an 18 count ecru. And just I'm using a brand of floss called Golden Star brand, and so it'll be 16 colours that I'm using because I initially wasn't going to do something separate for 0 days, but then I decided I would because I had another colour to do.
So ours are going to turn out a little slightly differently with the size because yours is 18 and mine is 15 because it's hand dyed 14. So mine will be a little bit bigger. And then obviously as we go along you'll see more change in the colours of every month when we're stitching.
You'll end up with more colours in yours because you're doing it.
We did have a chat about trying to get the same colours, but then that means I would have had to do every 50 as well.
Or
And
I
I
would
would
have
have
only been able to do every 100 stitches, and then mine wouldn't have changed much.
Yeah, so I would have had like 30 odd colours to.
Our stitching numbers are too different to try and
match them.
Match everything.
Because if we did match them, then at least we could show, you know, look, we both hit between 600 and 650 for the day. You know what I mean? We both got XYZ colour, you know. But yeah, it would have been too hard for us because it would have been like 30 colours for me or like 7 colours for Kylie.
Not me. So yeah, we're just doing our own thing.
That's it.
Yeah,
we can. We're allowed.
Yep. So you have some other whips, don't you?
I do. Okay, so now this one is called Gum. Well, I call it Gum Blossoms. There we go.
Does it have an actual name on it?
No.
Oh.
No, it doesn't. It just says Cross Stitch Kit.
There you go. Fair enough.
Now, this is the one that I bought from Kmart, but it is now available in the Reject Shop.
Yes, we saw it there recently.
Australia. Yeah. I was there yesterday and I saw it and I'm like, I got that one at home. Now, because I was waiting for my husband at an appointment yesterday, this is what I stitched on. This is where I got to. So I worked in the pink down here in the bottom gum blossom. And I'll just keep this one in the car, and whenever I have to go to an appointment or anything like that, I'll just work on it there.
Yeah, anytime you got to sit around.
Yeah, so I did a total of 83 stitches while I was waiting for him.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah, I did a little bit of shopping before that though. So
of course.
Once I'd finished the shopping, I sat down. It was an hour-long appointment, so I had to wait a while, and then I would have got more done yesterday, except for I forgot to take my magnifying glasses.
Oh.
And I'm finding now that because I've been using them so often, I need to use them all the time with stitching.
You might need a spare pair in your handbag or something. Yeah.
So
that's easy enough to do.
Yeah,
you can pick up magnifiers.
That's the only.
You probably could have grabbed some at the picture shop.
Yeah, and I was like, should I just go back over there?
Next time.
You just want to sit down.
Next time.
So, I'll put a pair of them in my bag, and I was happy to get that done. So I was sitting in the nice aircon, and then it actually got really cold in the shop I was sitting in.
Oh.
And I was starting to get hungry because it was like lunchtime. And when he came out, I was like, thank God you're out. I'm freezing and I'm starving. Let's go for lunch. So it was actually quite good.
Yeah, we've got the aircon on here today. It's going to be a hot one.
Yes, we've got a heat wave warning here today, and possibly a severe thunderstorm this afternoon. So
better bring the washing in before that.
Yes, hopefully I'll be home before that too, because I don't like driving in the storm.
No.
All right, my next one is Drinks on the Beach by Lars Stewart. Now, this is my Haid Sal that I'm doing. Now, pop her up in the top corner there because we might have to put one underneath. This is the Haid Sal that I chose to do. I spent 4 days on it and I got a total of 5,280 stitches. Now, they are tent stitches. I used it for the Focus and Beat the Modmin events on Whip Warriors. And with this one, I beat my PB, my personal best, from 2024 in 1 day. So I got 1,726 stitches in a day.
Jeepers.
Yeah, that was all the blue.
So not much colour changing then?
No, well...
Yeah.
And I've found out with this one, I need to cut my threads in half of what I normally have because they shred too much.
Oh.
Okay. So what I usually do is go from my fingertips to my elbow and back, and I use that as a loop start. So, that's as long as it is. I'm finding with this one, I'm having to cut it in half. So I'm having to cut it from fingertips and cut it at the elbow, then fold it in half to do the loop start. Okay. Because otherwise I'm getting too much shredding. Friction. Yeah, with the DMC.
What count was that?
This is 25 count.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, 25 count. So once I figured that out, I was like, okay, brilliant. And that was for the blue.
Yeah.
For the umbrella, where the oranges and yellows and that sort of stuff was, I didn't have to do it because there wasn't that much in, out of the holes. There was a little bit of carrying and things like that. And then for the green, obviously, I just had my normal one because I, start up here in the leaf and then I took it down to here. I'll show you the back so you can see with the longer ones I can actually carry it down and then I can stitch it over. So, you know, full coverages get messy at the back. You can't do anything about it.
No, but some of that will get covered up by the time you fill that in too.
Yeah, that's right. So with the like saturated colour here, going in and out all the time, so many times with that length of thread, it just worn away
a bit.
Yeah. So I now have reached the width of the pattern.
Okay.
So that's as wide as it will be. And I'm currently on, get this, 29.29%. So I found that quite amusing when I found that. I was like, oh, yeah. So
very good.
Alrighty, next one. 324 is by Works by ABC. And this one I got off Etsy. This one I'm doing a sale with Adelaide from Adelaide Stitches.
She's done a bit more than you.
She has done much more than me. She started last year.
But she did, didn't she? Yeah, she did it every day in November.
30 days last year, and then she's continued on this year.
And restarted at the start of this year.
And she's also going across. Whereas
you're going down, are you?
I'm liking the diagonal kind of.
Because you want to do the colour graduation.
Yeah. But once I get out of this frame, this Q-snap, I'll put it in a bigger frame and then see what I can do. And
yeah, because I think Adelaide's doing one motif a day or something.
Yeah, I'm doing one a day too.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm using this.
I'm still very tempted by this one.
This one actually takes less than one strand of thread to do each motif.
Yeah. Yeah, it probably would.
And the squares is probably half a strand of thread for me.
Yeah, because they're not huge. And I like the idea that you guys are doing like with the one motif a day. I think I could manage that.
Oh yeah.
You know,
in I definitely think you could. Yeah. It takes me
next year.
It takes me maybe 15, 20 minutes to do one.
Yeah, it'll take me an hour with interruptions from kids and
yeah. But I mean, that's what I'm saying, is that small. You should be able to still do one a day. You know.
I think maybe next year.
Now I have done. Now, when I was working on this, I didn't work on it every day. I worked on it 2 days in total, and I did 433 stitches. It's now at 3.48%. So I use this on a Wednesday to work on to catch up. So obviously every Wednesday, so therefore being the 2 days. And then, so it's ready to film. And I am loving it. I'm finding that with the colours that are coming up, I'm like, ooh, do I have that colour? So I look in my Thread Stash app and I find out, oh yes, that's in such and such a project.
Yeah.
Go and pull one strand because it's only one strand. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then so I'm not going to really miss it that much out of another project.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I just put the remainder back with that project. So it doesn't take much at all.
Yeah, nice one.
Alrighty. Then we have the Joyful World sale. Now this one, I'm loving this one. Now this one is by the Snowflower Diaries. I spent 3 days on this one. I've done 1,748 stitches. I can't give you a percentage because with the border, it only gives you 3 pages. So it gives you, this is 1 page, and then it gives you what goes underneath this side as 1 page, and then what goes across the top as 1 page. And then you just keep repeating that. Oh, so it doesn't give you like the full border all the way around.
Okay. So it's just repeat part whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
So I can't, and that is separate to the actual months as well. Now the months I'm just working off the paper pattern, so I can't give you a percentage for that either. I'm sorry. A couple of things with this one. I'm changing the specialty stitches down here to normal full crosses. Reason is because with the specialty stitches, it's stitched over 3 rows, and I'm doing 2 over 2 on this particular fabric, and it wouldn't mathematically work out. So I am going to do 2 rows of the 2 over 2. So it's going to be 4 squares instead of being the 3 squares with the specialty stitches.
Okay.
And I'm going to alternate between the light green and the dark green again.
Okay.
Like they've done. I haven't got much more to do in the January part other than that, and just a couple little snowflakes. And I realised this is actually a winter piece.
Yeah.
after I started stitching because that's an Arctic fox.
And
And these are
there's
snowdrop flowers, I
yeah.
think. But nah, never mind.
Oh,
I still love it.
that's why I'm a bit hesitant to do
Yep.
month things, because quite often they are Northern Hemisphere, which is the opposite to us.
Yeah, and when I first looked at it, I thought, oh, it's fine. It didn't really matter. And then I looked at it more in depth and I was like, nah, I still like it, so I'm still doing it.
It's fun.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And then my last one, I'm joking with this one because it's a whip/finish. It's just like Kylie's. All cross stitching is done. It's just the back stitch to go.
Yeah.
So here we have Beauty and the Beast by Sew to Stitch. I colour completed this one over 3 days. I did 3,199 full stitches. And Pattern Keeper tells me it's 100%. And I'm like, yay!
Yeah.
But Pattern Keeper doesn't realise there's a lot of backstitch on there.
No, it'll be great when they start adding backstitch into these programs.
Yeah.
Markup's the same. It says I've done 100% of the combi, but it's like, I know there's still that backstitch to do.
That's right.
It's not a lot, but it's there.
Yeah. So I got a few challenges knocked over with this one. I worked on the Princess Birthday Sale from Cross Stitch the Globe. I worked on the Whip Warriors Word Scramble and the Daily 30 Challenge.
Very good.
So I was like, ticking all the boxes, flying along, and this was over a weekend, and I just sat down and knuckled down and got it done. So yeah, I'm really happy that it's come so far. It's now just the backstitch to do. So yes, I'll be very happy when all that's done.
Nice.
And that's it.
That's it for whips.
Yeah, that's it for whips.
All right. Well, I have a finish.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it's not a fully finish, but this is one I showed last time. It was very close to a finish. And
it's looking so good.
That is Champagne Tears, and it is from Daily Cross Stitch. And since I showed it last, I've done 626 stitches, which is all of the gold on it.
And you had enough to get the cheers in the gold, because remember last time you were talking about if you didn't have enough, you'd change it to black.
Yes, I ran just a little bit short, and I had to find one that was almost the same color.
Oh, okay. Well,
but I'm not going to tell you where.
So. Wouldn't have known that if you hadn't said anything.
Well, it turns out I actually even had two different golds on there, because the gold in the glasses is actually lighter than the gold of the cheers. But anyway, so that is on a 14 count white Ada that I had in my stash. The total number of stitches was 1,120. There's no backstitch in there except for my initials and date. Mm-hmm.
And it's very well placed as well.
Yeah, I was going to go under one of the glasses, but because they're on an angle, it just didn't look right. And then I'm like, well, the only other straight thing is the exclamation mark. So
yeah, looks great.
That will do. And yeah, I started that one on New Year's Eve last year, so 31st of the 12th, 24. And finished it on the 7th of the 1st, 25. But I did do other things in between as well. Yeah. So I think all up, I spent 4 days working on that one in between other things. So I thought I had a frame that would fit it, and I went looking, and unfortunately I did not. So I have to find one because I want to have it framed and put it up with the New Year, new mess.
Yeah, I love
same mess.
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
Same mess. I'm tired.
I love these daily cross stitch patterns.
They're very cute.
Like, they're not huge. You know what I mean?
No.
And like, yes, you can get them done fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Says the person who hasn't finished hers. However,
which was supposed to be finished for the start of 2024.
Yes.
So it's more than a year overdue now.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't take very long. And you would have gotten something like that done in a day if you'd have just focused on it for the day. So
yeah, totally.
But anyway, so that is my finish. Hopefully I'll have that fully finished for next time.
Awesome.
And then it'll be ready to be on the board for next January.
Now
actually, we've got one more filming day in January, so maybe I'm hoping it'll be on the board then.
Yeah, we do too.
Yeah. So
now I
will aim for that.
Okay, cool. I have a finish and FFO, but I can't show you And I'm like devastated that I can't show you because it's the model stitch that I was doing for the Project Bag of the Month Club.
Yeah.
So as soon as those bags go out and the people have received them, I will then show it. I did 1 day on it because that's all was needed. 836 stitches and it was 100%. And then I've taken some photos and put some instructions together for the people that get the Project Bag of the Month on how they can finish it like I did. So, yeah, that's all in there and it's all nicely contained and it's sitting at home, pride of place.
But she's got to keep it a secret and she's not very good at that.
No, I'm really itching to show you. I really am. But the people who are in the club need to see it first.
Yes,
and, yeah,
sure.
Yeah. So that's all my stitching. Like I've been extremely busy. I've been working on the Project Bag of the Month Club at home as well.
Yeah.
And sewing and doing bits and pieces for that. So it's been a busy fortnight.
It has. Yeah. So that's all our projects.
So
the
shortest video ever.
Well, we move into plans then.
Yes, let's do that.
Well, obviously I plan to finish the combi.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully fully finish Champagne Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
I've still got to work on the 80s movie night stitch along because that was my other go call. The combi was one and the 80s movie night was another. So I haven't worked on that yet. It is out, ready. But because the combi was so small, I thought, oh, I'll just finish that. And then it's done and out of the way. And then I can just focus on the 80s movie night sale in between doing the stitching chart.
Yep.
And obviously we're not too far away from Valentine's Day.
And there's lots of lovely projects coming out for Valentine's Day.
I have selected one at this point.
I've got like 5 in my head that I want to do.
I have many that I want to do, but this is the one I've decided to do first. Valentine's Day 2021, and it is from Stitch Wit. It was a free pattern on their website. And it is 107 by 88 stitches.
So not the huge one like the other ones that they've had that have misled you.
No, there's still it's still just over a little over 2,500 stitches in it. But I'm hoping that I can get it done in the month and maybe do something else. But we'll see.
Okay.
I should be able to because it only uses one colour.
It should go pretty quickly using one colour.
Except that I'm going to use a variegated floss.
I was going to say, unless you're using a variegated and doing
I'm going to.
One stitch at a time.
It will be one stitch at a time. So it will be a bit slower going, but still, I'm not having to constantly colour change. Like once I have a thread ready, I will use that thread to the end of it.
Yeah.
And then I will pull another thread the same and,
Yeah. Rinse and repeat.
Yes, until it's all done. And I'm debating whether to go with a white or a pink background because it's DMC 115 that I'm going to use, which is the red. It's red variegated.
And a dark and a light red variegated.
Yeah, so I'm like, will they work on pink or should I just do white?
I would probably do a floss toss just against the pink and make sure it's not too heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a pale pink. Well, it's the same
as the combi.
Same colour pink as the combi.
Yeah.
So let me know if you think that would work. I haven't got 115 in front of me, but yeah.
I think it possibly would work because of the variegation in the colour.
I also there is red flowers in that and they look okay on it.
Yeah.
So
it's getting washed out a little with the light. So. But yeah, I think the variegated of the red would work quite nice on the pink.
Yeah. So we might have a bit of a
play.
Look at that later.
Nice.
So those are my immediate plans in the next couple of weeks.
So speaking of Valentine's Day, you know me and I love my options.
Oh, God. I have options too, but I picked one.
Yes, well, I have 2 options. So I'm going to do one out of the 2. So my 2 options, one of them I have to thank Maggie from Homemade on the Ridge because she just showed her Happy Valentine's Day one that she did, and I'm pretty sure she said it was by Cherry Hill Stitchery.
It was. Because I grabbed it too.
Yeah. I've got it saved and I really fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And then I went onto the Facebook page and I had a look in the photos section of what other people had done. And I tell you what, the creativity in that album of people stitching this particular pattern was amazing. So I got some ideas from there as well, and I really like that you can kind of make it your own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's my number one.
Mm-hmm.
And then my number two is a pattern by Shannon Christine. And it's a Valentine's Day one that's just come out. And I'm like, and it's like, I love you a latte.
I haven't seen that one. I'll have to have a look.
Yeah, it's just new that's come out. And it's really cute. And I love it. And I'm just like, I don't know, just something spoke to me. And yeah, I like that one.
Nice.
And I've been hearing all these people doing all these walls. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Flosstubers I've been watching are saying, I'm going to have, like Adelaide says, I'm going to have a bee wall.
Yes.
And a Christmas wall.
She's got a Christmas wall.
And a Halloween wall. And I've heard other people saying, you know, I'm going to have a fancy lady wall. And this and that and whatever style they want to do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm loving this wall idea because, as you may or may not know, I'm moving house soon. And I'm thinking, and my brain is like firing of what I can do and how I can set it up and all the things, you know, and we have a lovely big craft room. So I was like, I need to embrace this wall idea. And I'm not going to have like all just Valentine's all on one wall. No. But I will have like themed things together, you know, on the walls. And then I can display them all year round, you see, because at the moment, the seasonal ones that I have.
We're chopping and changing depending on what time of year it is with the board behind us. But that's so that we can sort of show you guys as well.
Yeah. And at the moment, I don't have a lot up on my wall at home because we live in a small house and most of the walls are taken up by bookshelves and TV and all the things, you know. So I'm loving this wall idea. And I can really envision it, you know what I mean? I can see it happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just gotta, and then it'll make it easier for when I come here to say to Kylie, okay, well, you know, it's February, I'll bring down my Valentine's Day stuff, and we can switch it out, you know. So yeah.
Depending on the time of year. I mean, some things just stay up there.
Yeah, why not? We can have them all year round.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was Valentine's Day. The rest of my plans is with the Whip Warriors is continue with this categories and to do the Strident Sal. Now, when I do this,
those as well.
You're doing the 80s movie for the Strident Sal?
Quite possibly.
Yeah, because that'll get it ticked off for you.
Yeah.
I'm doing the Haid Sal, obviously. As I said, I've done it for the Focus and Beat the Moodman at the beginning of the month. And I'm going to try it out this month, just working on it on the two parts. So like the beginning of the month with the Focus and Beat the Moodman, and then the end of the month with the Strident Sal. Yeah. I'm going to see how much that gives me on the month. And because I'm almost at 30% already, I'm almost a third of the way. So that's only from like 4 days. And then, you know, the next release is not till the 1st of April.
Okay.
So I figure that I'm not going to get burnt out if I do it like that, you know what I mean, and do my other projects in between.
Sure.
I want to finish the January section of the Joyful World sale. So there's not much left on that to do.
No.
I want to start the Aussie Gnome for Australia Day. That one I showed in our last normal Flosstube episode. I'd asked the designer to make an Australian gnome, and she obliged. She said, leave it with me, and she did.
A great job.
And so I'm looking forward to starting that one. And then we also have the shindig.
We do.
Coming up.
Great Australian cross-stitch shindig.
Yeah.
So we'll pop up details of that.
Yes, we will. And, you know, because we'll be participating on that one. Having a meet and greet sort of thing, questions and answers.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that, and hopefully it'll all run smoothly for Lisa.
Yeah.
And hopefully be a great success, and we'll be able to do it again next year and the following year, and
however long it goes for.
Yeah.
So it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So
they're the plans.
It's running on the Sunday and Monday Australian time,
Mm-hmm.
so that those in other countries that are behind us in time will still be able to join in on their Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
And it is only $10 Australian, which is cheaper for some other countries.
I heard someone say in America just recently on their Flosstube was like $7 American. And I was
it
like,
would be something like that.
yeah. We're always more expensive than America. So if it's only $10 for us, it's cheaper for people overseas.
Yeah. So it's not an expensive thing, and there'll be a whole lot of stuff happening in that.
There's classes happening, there's demonstrations, there's vendors, which we're going to be part of.
There'll be sales and all sorts of things. So.
And there's actually an exclusive pattern
release for it. Yeah,
I've seen it. It's adorable.
It's so cute. So if you haven't already got tickets to that, head to paddocklanedesigns.com and follow the links there to get your ticket.
Yeah, can't wait.
Lots of fun. Come and meet and greet us.
Yes.
And others.
In live, live. We're not recorded
Literally
then.
Talk to us, yeah. It is different.
Now, also with Whip Go, I've completed my 2 numbers for the month.
I've done stitches in the combi.
Yeah.
I haven't set limits for mine, just particular projects. So even if I spend one day on them, I'm counting that as done. So yes, I've done the combi, still got to do the 80s movie night sale, but I've still got time in the month to get that done.
So my number 11 was the sale. So I ticked that off with the Haid Sale, 324, Joyful World, and Stitch Count.
So multiple times.
4 times. Just put them all in there.
She doesn't get extra points for that, though.
No, I don't. Can I get a pat on the back?
In fact, you don't get any points for it, but I'll give you a pat on the back.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you. I'm very proud.
Yeah.
And number 20 was my catch-up space, which is what I did the model stitch. So I did need to catch up on finishing that and then FFOing it, and I'm glad that that's all done now, so it's out of the way. Yep. And then so start fresh again for February. So.
Yes, and the numbers will be called by the time we film again in 2 weeks. So we'll be able to tell you what those projects are next time we see you.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed what?
for a good one. All mine are good ones because I chose, good ones to do.
Your own, whatever.
Yes, but
it was funny watching Jessie Marie does stuff, is the lady who organises and runs Whip Go and does the number calls. She said in one of her videos that she almost wanted to do a redraw.
Yes, I saw that. This is how honest I am.
Happy. Yeah. And her husband said, well, why don't you? And she's like, no, because I'm too honest.
And I'm responsible for everybody else out there. Yeah. It's not just me playing this game.
I was actually quite happy with it because I had a small new start that I will actually be able to complete in the month and a whip that needs some work on it. So I was really happy with the numbers that came out this month. Sorry, Jessie.
and I guess it's all up to you individually of what you put on what number, because you don't know what number's going to be called.
No,
right?
I didn't choose what went in what number. I let the kids.
Yeah, yours was more random.
Mine was a complete mystery, so I wasn't even like looking at my board going, oh, I hope it's number whatever.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea what's in, because I'm using this advent calendar behind me. If you haven't seen it, I printed out little slips with the names of my whips or categories or new starts I wanted to start this year, cut them out and got the kids to put them in the pockets in their advent calendar. So I have no idea what's coming when.
And they picked them out too, right?
Yes, I got one of the kids to I said, all right, pull out number 11 and pull out number 20. And so it's kind of made it a bit fun, so I can involve the kids in it.
It sounds fun. It sounds fun to me. And I'm not even doing it.
Yeah, it's a complete mystery.
So I picked this year because this is my second year doing it.
Yeah.
So this last year I was more specific. Like I gave myself a theme or a couple of projects to pick from and so many stitches or so much time or something like that.
Yeah.
And I found that I was too restricted. Like I felt like I was kind of boxed in a bit last year. So this year I've rolled my shoulders back, let my hair down
just
and go,
relax it a little.
Let's just make it more open. I've just not put in specific projects this time. I've put in like themes and things like that. So it's made it easier for me to choose from. I'm not necessarily have to work on this one project.
I found I had too many to put in, so
I find I haven't been told what I have to work on.
Well, I'm a bit like that too. But
choice.
as I said, even if I work on it one day in the month, then that ticks off the box.
Yes.
But that's why I did categories. Like I did Christmas because I have a few Christmas ones I want to do. I have Halloween as a category because I have a few Halloween ones I started in October 2024 that are going to need some progress on them as well. So I sort of, lumped them into categories like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I find that's easier. Like I think from now on, I would like working that way.
Yeah.
As we go through the year, we'll see whether that's still the case,
whether you enjoy it or not,
or whether next year we'll do it. Yeah, it's changed up again.
See, yeah.
Alrighty. Now haul.
All right. So we have some haul. So Lincraft had a sale on. I think we might have mentioned it last time you'd been, but I hadn't at that point.
Yeah, we had because I'd bought the beaded trim for the star.
Yeah. And speaking about that, I got some. But they didn't have the silver grey one that you had, but they did have a gold, and they did have like a pale
pearly
blue,
white.
Pearly. It's not white. It has got a blue.
Oh yeah, it's got a slight blue tinge. Yeah.
So they're the two that I got because that was what my store had.
Nice.
And because they were so cheap, I got 2 meters of each because it really, like, it's not expensive.
No,
at the best of times, and they had 40% off. So I got 2 meters because it was nearly half price.
So 2 for 1, really?
Pretty much, yeah, just about. So I got a little bamboo hoop. That was a 6-inch one because when I actually finished my winter wreath from Caterpillar Cross Stitch that I stitched in December for one of the Christmas projects, when it's finished, I thought I'd bought the right size hoop because I had 2 and I needed a 3rd one. Turns out that was a bit big.
Okay. So now you got the right size.
So now I've got the right size because I had 2. So I needed a 3rd one because there are 3 projects that were in the Caterpillar Cross Stitch Advent Calendar for 2023 that I intended to stitch all 3 of them in December, but because the stitching, temperature chart thing came out from Spruce, I stopped doing Christmas so I could start that.
These are always good to have hanging around anyway because, when you need a last-minute finish for someone for a birthday or a gift or whatever.
So that is my intention, is to put those 3 projects into hoops of the same size so that they all match. So I got another one of those because, again, 40% off. Why not?
Excellent.
And because we've been watching Adelaide Stitches, and when she's been doing her frame finishes, she was using sequin pins to pin them in. I was just using the normal, sewing pins, and they are a bit long when you're putting them into like the mat board and stuff. So I got myself some of the sequin and applique pins because they're a bit shorter. So
these have got a flat head as well, so they sit really flat against
the
project.
The sewing ones that I had.
I've got these at home.
Yeah, so because they're a bit shorter, hopefully I'm less likely to stab myself when I'm doing my framing. We also went to East Coast Fabrics and
had a little wander.
Had a little look there. And I got this fabric because obviously Valentine's Day is coming up and I want to do some Valentine's Day projects, so I can use that for some finishing.
Yeah, it'd be nice finishing.
And then I also got this one. Was a good price.
Mermaid scale.
It's like mermaid scales because I have a few mermaid patterns as well. One that has a measly 5 stitches in it, which will get finished one day. So I thought, for the price that this was, it was good to just have in my stash. And I think it was like less than a metre left on the bolt. So I'm like, I'll just take whatever's left.
Yeah.
So I think it was like
starting to rub off on her.
Yeah, it's a worry.
Whenever I go to shopping for fabric and I say, I've got a measurement in mind, let's say 2 meters, and if it's 2.5 meters, I can't leave that other half a meter on the bolt.
No, I saw that sitting on there. I'm like,
criminal.
There's
some people that do, and I'm like, they say to me, oh, we got half a meter over here from someone who didn't want it. Do you want it? I'm like, oh, what? Yes, okay, add it in,
Yeah. Well, you don't know what people's budgets might be or anything.
Exactly,
but that was a good price for that. So I thought, for that price, I'll just take whatever's left. Because I could see there wasn't much on there. I said, I don't think there's even a metre on there. It was 0.8. So.
And what I was getting to is I always say to them, I'll have whatever's left on the bolt, what I mean? Like, so.
And that's what I did on that one because I could see that it wasn't. I didn't think it was quite a metre and I was right. So. But I did get a metre of the love one.
Mm.
So.
All right. Well, I went shopping at Magical Minders, and I ended up getting these two from Amanda at Magical Minders. Now, let me see. It's a little. These are some of her new ones that she's got in. Okay, so she's got a pink and white lollipop and a little bunny rabbit.
Cute.
So cute. That's probably trying to get out of the glare. But yeah, she's on Etsy. So if you want some nice magical minders, you want some nice needle minders.
They're also magical.
Yeah, that are also magical. Go and visit Amanda. She does great. And then while I was in picking up some groceries from Coles, I can't remember what day it was, but it was in the last 2 weeks, I found this magazine and I fell in love with the little gingerbread houses on the front.
Oh, that's so cute.
Now, they are embroidery and they're on felt. So they're not cross-stitched at all. And then you have a little embroidery kit at the bottom there with a Christmas tree and a couple of little sequins sewn on. So I thought that's very cute. So that is a current magazine if you are falling in love like I did. So you can go and get it.
Very good.
Yes.
And we had a little outing too.
I was very restrained with my haul this last 2 weeks.
A little bit, yeah. We went to the Nest haberdashery op shop. Oh, yeah, I found more of the sequin pins. And it was only 50 cents for that box of them. So I'm like, oh, well, look, for 50 cents, you can't have too many, right? When you're doing framing. And I found a little bit of plastic canvas. I'm like, I can do some smalls on that or decorations or
ornaments or something. A little card or something.
Yeah, something out of that. While we were at the Nest, I got a couple of pieces of Ada. So one's the white and one's ecru. They are only small, narrow bits. So 1.5 meters by 15 centimeters is this one. And this one's 1.4 meters by 15 centimeters. So that's the
writing is very small.
Yes, it is very small. So that they were just a couple of cheap bits. So they look like they might be about 18 count. I think I haven't measured yet, but I will.
It looks
do that. It doesn't say on there.
No, it looks either 18 or 20 to me.
Yeah, so I'll measure that and work it out when I add that to my stash. Found a little hanger with a heart.
She said to me, hey, Ro, would this be good for XYZ? I said, it would be perfect for XYZ.
So I don't have a specific plan, but I was thinking some sort of wall hanging maybe for Valentine's Day. I do actually have a pattern for one, so I may have to add that to my Valentine's plans. We'll see. And I got a tiny hoop, little tension spring hoop. Yeah. When we were at retreat, one of the ladies, I was working in a small hoop that was a little bit bigger than this, and she actually said, could you find a smaller hoop?
Yes, again.
Challenge accepted, Annette. Here it is.
I actually have my one from Daily Cross Stitch.
Yeah.
Is on this hoop at home.
That size,
yeah. So that size pink hoop.
I don't think it says what size it is or anything on it, or if it does, it's too small for me to read. But yeah, it fits in my hand.
Like if you put your palm up.
Yeah. I mean, I only have small hands too, so.
And then if we put mine up, so I've got a little bit bigger hand than Kylie, so it's about a palm size.
Yeah. So they had that there, so I grabbed that one as well.
Nice.
Because when I do my little smalls, it is handy to have a small hoop because I prefer to work in a hoop. I have said before, but if you haven't seen our earlier videos, I tend to get a sore hand.
And a lot of people do actually working in hand.
It's not so much cramp. It's just like, I don't know, it just gets too sore to hold it. So I can't work in hand. I need to have a hoop or a Q-snap or something to put my project in, and it keeps it nice and taut for me as well.
I find I can work in hand for some projects, and other projects I just get cramps and too sore.
I think it depends on the size too.
I have issues with the tendons in this hand, and that's the hand that I have to hold to be able to do it because, I'm right-handed. So
I get sore through my right hand because that's my holding one. I can do it for a short time. Like if I'm out and I'm only going to put in a handful of stitches while I'm waiting in an appointment or for something at school, then I can do it for a short time, but I can't do it for
I
any real
find
length
that
of time.
mine is all to do with the tension of how tight I'm holding it. So if I'm stressed or if I'm upset and I'm holding it really tight and I'm get in there, that tends to hurt more. But if you relax, and I know easier said than done, but if you relax and you just try and take it easy through it
loosely,
and hold it a bit looser, not grinching, clenching tight as a fist, then that works for me. So all right, when we're at the nest, I got some of this pink scallop banded bookmark.
I think they just call it Ada band,
fabric,
but we tend to use it for bookmarks.
Yeah.
I did see that and thought about it, and I'm like, I have enough of that stuff at home. So
I do want to do a few bookmarks this year because of my Warriors diary that I have. So I can put the bookmarks in there to save my spots of the pages that I
use the most,
need to flip to all the time. And as the year goes on, obviously, I'm going to be flipping further back for the week that I'm on, and then further forward. And at the beginning in January, it's not too far. It's only a few pages. So I want to get some bookmarks done for that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I found these trims. Now this one it's sequins, and it's on this there we go, piece of cording, and it's sort of what would you call that? Not scalloped.
Wavy?
Yeah, wavy. Wavy's a great word.
Yeah, it's wavy.
Because it sort of just wraps around it. So I got some of that, which was lovely.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got some more sequin trim, and I said to the lady, she said, "Oh, well, how do you want me to package this up?" And I said, "Just wind it back on the thing that it came on." So we got some more sequin trim.
It's
now,
very sparkly.
The black one is a stretchy one.
Oh, these two.
And the rest of them are not stretchy. So the purple, the blue, and the silver aren't stretchy. But look at that. It reminds me of my dancing days when I was a kid. And I had all my costumes made for me. And we had sequins galore back in the 80s and 90s over our costumes. And it really reminds me of that. So I got some of that. So obviously I'm not saving it for dressmaking, dance costumes. No. I'm saving it for finishing.
I could work on something for Halloween, maybe. Or...
Yeah, it would.
Who knows?
Yeah. But that's all the colours that they had there. That
so it's for cross-stitch finishes, not costumes.
Yeah, totally. I'm not a dressmaker. I'm a quilter.
Yep.
There's two different things. Now, this one was on another one of these card things, whatever you want to call them.
Bobbin? I don't know.
Yeah. And it's cording, so golden white or golden cream, really.
Yeah, like it's a pearl kind of, isn't it?
It's kind of like an off-whitey cream colour, So I got that.
I would call it a pearl colour.
And then there's this one, which is really shiny. It's all shiny, look at that. So it's gold, silver, and bronze.
First, second, third?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. First, second, and third.
Nice. It's very pretty.
And then I got some fabric. If you just hold that side for me, please. So we got some of this fabric here, which was beautiful. And obviously, being purple, it's jumped in my cart.
Yes. For those who don't know, Rose's favourite colour is purple.
Not that you would know it by the clothes that I wear, because I don't wear purple very often.
But she likes to have purple in many other things.
Yes, in my...
all the other things, pretty much.
Yep. And then we got this one. No, now you'll have to hold that side because we've got to
make sure it's up the right way.
Yes.
Because it's directional, that one.
Yeah, that's right. So we got this one. And I was like, that is super cute, duper cute.
So we got shoes and boots and bags and hats and bow ties and stars and lipsticks and mascaras and all the things.
Yep, all the things. So I was like, yeah, that's super cute. I like that.
Nice.
And we went looking for some circus or monkey fabric
for the
piece that she stitched for me for Christmas. Yes. And I will turn into a project bag. No, we didn't find anything, but we're still on the lookout. And
there's no rush.
No. It's no rush, of course, because, when do I make myself a bra shirt back?
As soon as we find the right fabric.
So, yeah, no, we didn't find anything, but we're still on the lookout.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out. So if anyone sees anything in Australia that has monkeys or circus theme, let us know.
And that's cute, obviously.
Yeah. That could be turned into a prototype.
Let me know. Send me a message.
Yeah.
Put it in front of my face and I will recognise it. Yeah. All right. What's next?
So yesterday I went to some op shops, which was very trying with the kids. We did it.
First thing when I got here this morning, she was like, well, guess what I found at the op shop yesterday?
Go show you what I got.
She was so excited.
Yeah. So I got a few things from the different ones. I got some of these, not a few of these because they're only $1 each. So they're actually like a crochet yarn, but I will use them for like my hoop lacing finishes for the lacing of them, and possibly even the blanket stitch that I do around over the felt on the back.
I use
because it's stronger than just using.
I use them for lacing as well because of that strength in them.
Yeah, so I got some of those. So I was quite happy with those.
Good job.
And I found
these are cute.
These are actually little photo coasters. I am going to try and get a cross stitch in there, but they are also very thin. So I don't know how well it will go, but I have some patterns that are small enough to go in there, and then I can use those.
Maybe if you got a perforated paper, because they've got a paper thing in there. You perforate paper and then just maybe put a bit of
slide it in there.
Like either thin felt or a thin piece of fabric on the back.
I don't know if there's even enough room for that, but I will work that out. Yeah. There was 4 of them, and that was $1. It's something I've been wanting to do for a little while, but to buy them from those sort of coasters from the shops can be quite expensive. I even saw some at an op shop once, and they were a lot more than $1.
Yeah,
I'm just like, given that I don't know,
it's an experiment. So
for $1, I'm happy.
Yeah.
But, much more than that, I was like,
Yeah.
I had found this little love heart ribbon, little blue hearts, and I don't think it's not a full roll. There's not a lot on there. But, again, that was not too expensive, and I thought with Valentine's Day coming up, that would work for some finishes as well.
For sure. And it does not like the normal traditional pink and red. So, you could add another colour.
I could do whatever colour. Yeah. I found this little guy.
He's so sweet. Look at him.
It's a little bee.
I wish she had found a second one.
A little gold bee. They only had the one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So that's one that has actually come from Kaisercraft.
Adelaide.
Try Kaisercraft, see if they have them there. But yeah, I got that one from the op shop.
I remember when we went to Cairns, we went to Kaisercraft, and I got a whole lot of charms there too, but I didn't see that one up there.
It was in the kids stuff, so I don't know whether the ones we got were in the kids stuff or not.
Yeah, I think the ones we got were more in the clearance section, weren't they, at the front?
They also change which ones they do have. So I got a big bag of buttons from the op shops as well. So there's a bit of a mix in there, and like most of them are just your normal.
There's lots of oranges and pinks in there.
There's a lot of different colors. I know. I was like, there's a lot of orange, so maybe I could stick them on Halloween, or autumn. Yeah. But there were some slightly more interesting buttons. So I'm just going to show a few of the individual ones. So that one,
pick of the bunch,
obviously a Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Embellishment.
That might go nice with your Valentine's pattern.
It may do, depending on how I choose to finish it. Yeah. So I did think that. So that was a cute one. There was a little flower. There was a couple of little stars. So a couple of two just the same. I thought they might, go on top of like a Christmas tree.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, that's a great idea.
I think this one's my favourite.
He's a cutie. Look at him.
He's so cute, and his eyes actually move. I don't know if you can pick that up, but his eyes actually move. So he's super cute. There was a couple of shells. And I'm assuming part of that same set was this ship. Like a sea themed. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, so they were some of the sort of more interesting buttons that were in that bag that
Nice.
I wanted to show specifically. And I got some frames. So this one is just a plain black one. So I even thought, like I could get a button and maybe stick, some buttons on corners or something to make that a bit more interesting.
Yeah.
Because that one wasn't too expensive.
This is a cute one.
Adelaide, are you looking at the screen right now?
Attention, Adelaide.
Please. Couldn't pass that one up. It was too cute. So I don't know what I'm going to put in it, but I will find something bee themed that will go in that because it's just adorable.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one I had to get, given that we're coming into Valentine's Day.
This is adorable.
How cute is that?
It's adorable.
So I'll find a couple of nice little pieces that fit in there.
Little birdie down the bottom.
It has got a little birdie down the bottom. I even did have like the thought of the heart button. Open it up the right way. Like could even, sit in there,
glue it in there
up the top or something if I wanted to, depending on what I stitch to put in there.
Cute.
Because if I go with pink, then I probably won't put the red button on, but yeah, or I might use that on something else entirely. Who knows?
Yeah,
but I just thought that was cute.
And you've got pink buttons in here in the bag, so you might be able to decorate.
I could embellish it if I needed, if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But I thought that was really cute for Valentine's Day. So I may need to find a couple more Valentine's Day things that will actually fit in.
Small ones.
Into that. A couple of small things that go that way.
I'm sure you can find a Primrose Cottage pattern to fit in there.
Quite possibly. I've also got plenty of other patterns in my stash that I got some look through first, and
they got some cute
stitch with my stash instead.
Valentine's ones, yeah, and whatever. I mean, you might be able to just make something up out of what you've got.
Quite possibly,
out of free little motifs or something,
Yeah, absolutely. Just make something that fits. That two things that work together. So yeah.
Okay, I went to the reject shop yesterday, and I was looking through. And I found this and I was like, you beauty, which is another Australian,
very
Aussie thing. Now, this is a over-the-door hanger. So if I turn it sideways, there's the door. So that's what you would hang on the door. Kylie's hand is the door. And it's for the laundry. So self-service, fluff and fold laundry service. Open 24 hours. And then on the bottom here, it's got these little hooks. And as soon as I saw this, I was like, this is the perfect finishing item for 3 patterns that I've had my eye on. And these are from Hands On Design. And I have been looking at these for quite a while. But the reason why I have never started them is because, I hadn't purchased them. But
well, that always helps.
B, because I didn't know how I would want to display, because I knew I wanted to do all 3 together and I didn't know how I wanted to display it.
Yeah.
So now I've got that. I'm thinking I might just do all 3 together, finish it on one piece, and then have like a cording or something, and the cording can hang
on the hooks at the bottom.
Yeah, over these hooks at the bottom. So then when it's sitting on the door, the piece is going to be hanging here, and then I might be able to put something in up the top there. And the patterns are, as I said, by Hands On Design, and I've purchased these now, so I've got them now. Well, I was waiting until I'd found something.
Yeah, of course.
The Never Ending Cycle, which is laundry, the Never Ending Cycle. And you get a little bonus chart of wash up the top, and each one of these 3 gives you the bonus chart.
Cool.
The second one I've got is irony. However you're going to say that, because it's a play on words, you see. The opposite of wrinkly. And the bonus is fold. And then the third one I've got is called Loads of Fun, which says self-service, loads of fun, the laundry co. And the bonus is dry. So I thought all 3 of them would go together. I could possibly even do the little bonus charts underneath those 3. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like having or the 3, or above, wherever it fits. So I have the 3 main pieces, and then I have the 3 bonus ones together as well. And I'm like itching to get started on that now.
Of course you are.
Because I found the right finishing, and
it does make you more keen, doesn't it?
I think when you find the perfect thing that you are looking for, no matter what it is, it gives you more incentive to go, right, let's get on, let's do it.
That, yeah.
Let's do it now. Like, and you've got the motivation and you've got the drive to do it. You know what I mean? So I really, really love that.
Yep.
So the one I forgot to show you last time, because we had so much stuff to talk about.
We did.
Was a pattern I bought from Etsy from Puntini, and it is called Craft Supplies and Other Lies series. So they have a few in their Other Lies series. So one's to do with books, this one's to do with craft, and I think there's another one to do with movies, I think. This one is I will not buy craft supplies this month, and other lies I tell myself.
Yeah, we do that a lot.
So I think that's very fitting.
Definitely, because we always say, we're not going to have haul next time. Then we got haul.
Yes. When don't we have haul? I mean, we always have haul, but we did say on one of our episodes we won't have haul next time. We're going to be really good, and then like 2 days later, we're buying something. We're like, damn it, we can even love 2 days.
Or was it the next day?
I don't know, something like that.
I can't remember.
It was quite funny. We had a chuckle to ourselves. So yeah, I really want to do that.
That's
and I would like to be able to finish it and put it up on this board. So that's my sort of goal.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm going to do it for myself. So yeah.
Okay.
And I'll just point to it.
Yeah, we lied.
So that's it for me. I was
digital haul.
Very restrained this fortnight.
I did buy one digital pattern. And this one is from Needle Lock Designs.
Oh, yes.
It's called Book Dragon.
Yes, it's very cute.
And, it came out in the email that they sent out because I've subscribed to their emails. And I just fell in love with it and think that is so cute. And so I got onto this pattern because there was a stitch along coming out
that I'm doing.
That Ro mentioned she was doing, The Secret Grove. And I had a look and I'm like, oh, I kind of like that. That's kind of cute. And then, so I signed up to the emails to
enabled.
Well, I haven't bought that one yet.
No, but I've enabled you to go there.
But yeah, I did go onto the website and subscribe to the emails, and that's how I then found the Book Dragon. And I just thought it was so cute. So I got that one.
Part 4 of The Secret Grove has now come out as well. Yeah.
So we'll show that too. So she did have a sale on for New Year, I think it was, wasn't it? So I got the little Book Dragon on sale, and I'm still thinking about The Secret Grove one.
There's 10 parts of that sale. So part 4 has just been released on January the 3rd. So the next part 5 will be January 24th. Part 6 will be Valentine's Day, February 14. Part 7, March 7. Part 8, March 28. Part 9, April 18th. And Part 10, May the 9th. So
I've still got time.
Yes.
And anyone else who hasn't joined in that one but would like to, you've still got time to get it.
Yeah.
I think the sale has ended though.
And you just go to the website, which we'll link in the description below.
Yes, of course. So that's the end of all of our haul.
Yes. The only other thing I got was the next installment of the Neon Circus sale.
Oh, okay.
So that was one I paid for last year, I think it was. Sometime. Yeah, and so the installment just comes out part, whatever.
Each part, yeah. So I think you can still join in that one too.
You can, and that one's by Spruce Craft Co. Yeah. So they've got great patterns. They
have
really
some very cute ones. That one up there with the cocktails is one of theirs. Over there.
Yeah.
This one up here, which says having an empty laundry basket is the best 5 seconds of my year. That was theirs. The first 5 days after the weekend are always the hardest. That was theirs as well.
They have a great range of patterns there.
I've done a few of theirs, and I've still got a few that I've bought that I need to get to as well. Which some of them are in my Go Advent over there.
I find they have a lot of great ones with like words and a play on words and puns and
they're
things
very funny.
like that.
I love just sitting there reading them sometimes.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not going to stitch them, they're still funny to read.
They have some that have sweary words in them. So I think they cater for quite a range of different people stitching. So
and a lot of their things are suitable for beginners. So if you're just starting out,
and
that's a good place to start.
They have a lot of great sales too. So my Gnome Place Like Home is one of their sales.
Yeah. We've both got a few of their patterns. The temperature/stitching chart that we're doing is one of theirs as well.
So. That's one of their sales. Yeah,
yeah. And they're an Australian company.
They are. We support Australia. Yeah. So
we love that.
Yeah, that's it for me for haul.
That was it for haul. So we've both got a couple of racks, random acts of kindness.
We do.
Mine was a late Christmas present because if you saw our last video, I ended up with COVID over Christmas, which was not fun.
Yep.
And so I didn't get to catch up with people, but I have since caught up with my neighbour. My lovely neighbour used to cross stitch and actually gave me all of her cross stitch supplies, that like her threads and her fabric, and that's how I actually started having a stash, because she gave me all of hers. Prior to that, I was just buying kits and using what was in the kit, and I think I even threw out threads. I don't do that anymore. I keep them. So
how you have learned.
I've come a long way since then, and it's all Lorraine's fault. But we love Lorraine. So she gave me a Christmas present. There was a tin of Bickies, and she had this little peg with a star on it, and that actually had attached this to the present. Now,
how gorgeous those threads are.
This is beautiful. Now, she had like, I think 3 or 4 different ones at her house, and I'd seen them sitting there at one point. She said, "Oh yeah, they're for Christmas presents. One for so-and-so, one for so-and-so." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Thought nothing more of it. Thought, I would have liked one.
Little did you know.
So now I have one, and so that is it's Shifting Sands hand dyed embroidery thread, and that is number 12 coral sand.
That's beautiful.
So that's really pretty too. So from Robin's Needlecraft.
Pick something special to.
Yeah, because I've only got the one. So it doesn't actually tell me how long it is.
It doesn't say how many meters it is.
No measurement. So I'll just have to pick something sort of on the small side.
Yeah.
And do it in that, and that'll look beautiful because it's got the 2 toned through there. So that was my random act of kindness.
Lovely.
Now, Christmas present, but yeah.
I entered a competition on Stitching on the Rock, who is Deanne. Hi, Deanne. I entered one of her competitions to win some 2024 charms. She sent, and she's in Canada, so it's taken a little while because of the Canada strike with the post. Yeah. But it's finally arrived. Yay. So she sent us a beautiful little thank you card, and I said to her, when they come, I will share them with Kylie. Now, we got 10 in total, so there's 5 each. Now, mine are at home, so these are yours. So you have a look at that while I show it. Now,
that's good.
See if I can put them on with too. Show it like this. So, it says 2024.
There's a little star in there. And it's got the little
it's got the little hoop on the top and
pins to actually attach them with too.
So if you give me that for a sec, you can undo it like a safety pin.
Yeah.
And then you put the little
gourd shaped ones.
Yeah. You put the little charm on.
And then you can pin it to something.
And then you just pin it to whatever you need to pin it to.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, stop spinning. There we go. Oh, no, it's spinning again. There we go. So hopefully that's around the right way for you guys to see, but it's a bit hard to hold it and yeah.
Yeah.
So they're yours, my dear.
Thank you. Thank you, Deanne.
And they arrived safely, which was great. Yeah. So very happy about that. And I have put one of mine on one of my projects, and I'm just trying to work out which other ones I want.
Yeah.
Because I only have 5, so I'm going to look at the 5 most treasured projects, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to have a look at the list of my finishes from last year and see what I could pin them to. Obviously, not something in a frame.
Some of the things that I finished last year, I haven't fully finished.
Well, my cocktails one up there.
I finished the Beachcomber one. Now, if I finished all them together, I could use one charm for that. You know, I finished a few other bits and pieces that I haven't fully finished yet. So when I do, I could just stick the charm on and yeah.
Cool.
So that was really lovely. Thank you so much.
Very nice. Thank you. All right. So that leads us into Flosstube.
It does. And I was speaking about Deanne Stitching on the Rock. She's one of the ones that I've been watching, and I always catch up with my regulars. Like, I think my YouTube algorithm knows that as soon as that person puts, and obviously because I tick the highlight the bell to let me know when they're all on.
The notifications, yep.
And as soon as I sit down, it's like there's a list of like first 5 are like you need to catch up on. So I don't watch YouTube. I've worked out a new thing over the last 2 weeks. I don't watch YouTube for a couple of days. And then when I sit down to watch it, it's like bang, 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 bang.
Watch.
And I'm like, I can watch it all day long.
Well, that's like me, like especially like it's school holidays here at the moment still. So the kids are home, so I don't get as much time to, sit and watch anything. So I am falling a bit behind, but I do catch up on a few of mine too. So probably some of them are the same.
Now also with Deanne, in her latest one, she has, and I spotted it within like 10 seconds of watching it, she has the January Joyful World sale fully finished in her background. And I thought to myself, I wonder if she's put that up just because I'm working on it, because I know you watch us. And then I thought, no, Ro, it's not all about you.
Probably not. She's probably had it
January
because it's an older pattern, isn't it?
Yeah, it's from 2016. So
she probably did it back then.
I got a little laugh out of it, and I was like, I wonder if she's put it up because I'm doing it. No. I'm like, no, probably not.
Probably because it's January.
Probably just because it's January. Yeah. So that was my little laugh to myself.
Yeah.
And I pick up things like that. Like I'm very observant, and I try to see things, and I'm like, I wonder why a person did that or did this. Now I've been watching Adelaide Stitches.
Me too, of course.
Yes, because she's another one of our faves.
She is. She's really good. So if you haven't seen her, go and watch her.
And she's been super duper busy. Like, let me tell you, like when it came out, and I can't remember how long it was now, but I was like, wow, this is a long one.
I think because in December she was doing like
so
daily ones
shorts
in the lead up to Christmas.
Yeah.
That we got used to having a short one every day, and then now all of a sudden it's been, I don't know, a week
a long
or
one.
two or
yeah,
something in
yeah.
between.
And I was like,
where you been?
But like I'm in constant contact with Adelaide anyway, so I know what she's
become a friend
working
of
on.
ours,
Yeah,
so that's good.
I
actually got to talk to her.
Yeah, she did on Zoom. I was like, Kylie, this is Adelaide.
Yeah.
Adelaide, this is
it was nice to be able to actually speak to her, not just at her.
Or through me.
Or have her speak at me from, her channel. So, it was nice. It was really nice to actually talk to her.
Yes.
With her.
And then I caught up with Peggy from Peggy Still Stitches.
Yes. She's on my list as well.
Yes, I watched her Whip Parade.
I haven't watched that yet. I watched her Flosstube
and I
because
watched
it was
that
shorter.
As well. Yeah, I watched that
I had time to watch the shorter one, not the longer one.
And between the two of us, we worked out that she uploaded those two on the same day.
I think she did, yeah.
Probably within hours of each other.
Yeah.
Because she filmed the normal Flosstube first, and at the end she said, I'm off to film my Whip Parade. But when it came up on my...
I think the Whip Parade came up first.
Yeah, the Whip Parade came up first on my watching things. So, yeah.
But yes. What did you want to mention specifically about her?
That I just watched the Whip Parade. She's another Aussie. She's friends with Adelaide as well. And she had some great stitches there that I was like, oh, I like that. I like that. Like...
And then it's going to be bad watching her Whip Parade, isn't it? I'm going to get enabled.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, the Whip Parade. That's what I was like, oh.
Because I haven't watched that one yet. But in her, well, she would have had it in her Whip Parade as well. She has been doing the Fox and Rabbit 2024 stitch along. And
she says, this is the one that'll cover my face. And basically it does.
Because it is quite big.
She's got to sit back and hold it up.
It is quite big. But I love the fabric and all the colours she's chosen to stitch on it. It looks absolutely stunning, and seeing hers is what made me get that pattern, because it was free last year. You can buy it now. There is a new free stitch along for 2025.
Yeah, because they only do the free stitch along on the year that it is.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to I think it's just before midnight Sydney time.
I think it's at midnight.
Or at midnight Sydney time when the new year clicks in and the old year ends, they cut it off. And then from the, 12/01 January 1st, 2025, you need to pay for 2024's patent.
And they've got previous years still on there as well if you wanted to grab those. And they're not too expensive. So and some of them are really quite big. Yeah.
And also with Peggy Still Stitching, there was two things that I really, really, really loved. They were both from Lisa at Paddock Lane Designs. One of the fabrics was called Bushfire, and it had tone. It looked like on the camera that it had tones of like peachy orange and like a browny burnt kind of wood color, and it was really pretty the way that it was modeled. So that was Bushfire, and then the second one I really liked was called Raspberry, and on the Raspberry one, Peggy's doing the Fox and Rabbit Christmas tree. It was a freebie pattern. I think she said it was 2018 or 2019.
Okay, so a bit of an older one.
So yeah, it was an older one, but yeah, she's doing that. So I was like, oh, they were my highlights.
I look forward to seeing them when I will get to watching Who Won Parade. It's only been out a couple of days now, I think, and I just haven't had a chance to sit and watch that one. I think I started and got like a minute in, and then my husband sat down. Guess we're watching something else. That's okay. We get limited time.
My husband has his TV in his room, and I have my TV.
Yeah, but that's our time together. Yeah, like because my husband works full time.
And that's what I'm saying is everybody has different sort of things. Yeah. So I get to see my husband all the time. So.
Yeah, but. My husband works full time, and then we have the kids, and it's sort of like once they're in bed at night, it's time we get to sit down together and
relax,
talk about whatever we need to talk about.
Spend time.
We try and talk about things like over dinner, and then the kids just jump in and talk about whatever they want to talk about. Yeah,
of course, because they're kids.
Yeah.
All right, next one is Alera, and she's doing an insane Stitchopoly. Now, it's the Monopoly game. It's based on the Monopoly game. However, she's designed her own, and it's got, instead of, like, if you envision the Monopoly game as having one band to move around the board, she's got 3 bands to move around the board.
Okay.
So she's got, like, the normal band, which would be her middle band, and then she's got a smaller one on the inside and a larger one on the outside. And she plays the Monopoly game, and if you want a full explanation, go to Alera's channel. We'll link it below.
Yeah.
To give an overview, basically, she rolls the dice. She's got 3 dice, and she rolls it. And when she gets to, like, the middle of the one side of the board, she can, if it's odd, she can move either up or down, and if it's even, she moves up or down. So she gets to go into the smaller square in the middle and the larger one on the outside. And it's going to be interesting because she's got different projects for different spaces on the board. So I'm going to be watching because I'm thinking it's a bit too much for me personally.
Yeah.
But I like to watch and see what she rolls and what projects she works on and all the things. So I thought that was really interesting. And then she had the Whip Parades, 4 episodes, because she does have a lot of projects.
Wow.
So she tries to fit as many as she can in one and not make it super duper long. But then she has like part 1 to 4. So I did watch all those, and then she's changed the way she's doing it this year. So she's trying out a new style, and she's doing it vlog style.
Okay.
So basically what she's doing, instead of like what we do is we hold them up and all the things, she'll sit in her stitchy chair and she'll show you, okay, well, this is where I'm starting. So it's like a couple of minutes of recording. This is where I'm starting. And then when she's done, let's say 200 stitches, for example, then she'll show, I've done 200 stitches. This is where I worked, blah, 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 a couple of minutes here, a couple of minutes there. And then she puts them all together and into one big video. And it's an easier way for her to be able to show all her whips and what she's working on, because she works on a lot of whips at a time.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's a new way of doing things, and I like that it's like not everybody does things the same way. No, so it's a bit of interest. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cool. Then I've been watching Cross Stitch the Globe, and they've been mentioning us on their channel. Thank you very much. So I watched their 2025 trends video. That was really interesting as well, because I think some of the things that they mentioned I can see happening, and some of the things I'm like, oh, I don't know whether that would happen or not. So they're going to do another one at the end of the year or possibly early next year to then
see what they got right.
Yeah, see what they predicted, correctly or incorrectly, and see where the trends go. So that was interesting.
Yeah.
And then, they have their regular Flosstube episodes as well. So that's been great. And then the Princess birthday sale is with Alison.
Yes.
Because her birthday's in January. So that's what I did.
Happy birthday, Alison.
Yeah, happy birthday. That's what I did the Beauty and the Beast project for this time.
Yes.
Do you want to have a bit of a chat?
Are you sick of talking?
I need a drink of water or something.
All right. I watched Helen D's Whip Parade. She's doing the 324 that you're doing.
Yes, she is.
And also been working on Eva, which is Nora Corbett design that I want to start.
I saw that too. I thought of you straight away as soon as I seen it.
Yes, so I do have a plan for that one. I don't have the pattern yet, but I will get it. It is planned.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it at that for now.
She was working through quite a lot of projects last year, and I was quite amazed when she said to me how many starts and how many finishes she had. And I was like, wow.
Yes. So Helen D is always worth a watch. Another one that I quite enjoy is Notorious Needle.
Oh, yes.
They usually have one once a month, all things going well. And it's a mother and daughter duo, and I quite like the banter between them and everything as well. So I do enjoy the duos.
I like that sometimes they get a bit risque.
They do. Yes. So they're
definitely an adult channel.
They are. They do say at the start sometimes they swear and sometimes they talk American politics. So just be mindful of that.
And
they're a lot of fun.
And they're quite well aware that not everybody likes to hear about that, so they usually put that at the end.
Yes, and the political talk goes at the end. So if
you don't want to watch that part, you don't have to.
No, and I often don't, because obviously, we're in Australia, not in America, so the politics, some of it still is relevant, but not all of it. So they're one that I always watch as soon as it comes out as well, and they're not too long either. So
yeah, I watched Bridget's Year in Review.
Yes,
and that was awesome because she had been working on these Santas on this table runner, and she used it for Christmas, and she got it finished.
She did,
and I was like,
well.
so on her cheering squad for her to get it finished before Christmas. And when she got it finished, I was like, yay! And then they showed, like all the finishes over the time.
Yeah.
And Sarah does quite a few finishes. I love Sarah's little frog.
I know,
so adorable. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So it says no frog zone, and it's got a little frog there, and I'm like,
like
it's
a little
so
kawaii
cute.
frog.
Yeah.
It's really, really cute. Yes. I've done a couple of Sarah's patterns too, and have more to do. And
your 3D haunted house is one of Sarah's patterns.
Hers, yes, from Notorious Needle.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to doing more on that too.
Awesome.
As we got to keep doing more on all of them.
Yes, we've got a few floss tubers this time. So, okay. So the next one I have is Unfinished Stitches. Now I'm not sure if I've spoken about them before. This is a mother-daughter duo as well.
Okay.
And they live a little further apart from each other. So sometimes they do it over Zoom. They record it over Zoom, and then they put it out as a video. And then sometimes they're together. So it's quite interesting to see how they do. And this last particular one that I watched, because I do watch them quite regularly, they were together, and Madison, who's the daughter, she was showing all her fully finished Christmas projects all up on a display, and it was all lit up with nice little fairy lights and little Christmas tree decor and all the things. It looks so cute, and I actually got enabled,
of course, as we do.
And it went onto my to-do list. It hasn't been purchased yet, so I found it really, really nice that they had the display there, and they were going through all their whips and things like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of the whips that they do together. Like
Oh, yeah.
They do the same, like we do with the 80 Sal and the Victorian Charm and all the things. And then some of the whips that they do, one does them and the other one doesn't. One does something different by the same designer or a different designer.
Yeah,
you know,
we do that sometimes too.
So it's very interesting. And they pick different fabrics for them, and it's nice to see the same pattern being done on two different fabrics and see how, like,
we tend to do that as well. Like,
so
we don't do it exactly the same.
It kind of reminds me a little bit about us when we do it. So it's really cute.
Yeah. So who's the mother and who's the daughter?
Madison's the daughter.
I mean us.
Oh. Well,
I suppose since I have kids, I'm the mother.
Yes, you're the mother because you've got kids. I'm the rebellious daughter. She keeps me in line sometimes. So,
but I can.
Yeah. Other times I just rebel too much.
Do what you want, like my own kids do anyway.
Yeah, do what I want. I really like watching them. They're good value.
Cool.
Now, another one I've been watching, well, these are two, and the reason why I'm mentioning both of them together is because of the project they're working on.
Oh.
So, Stitch and Bee and Patchy Pony Stitcher. Now, Patchy Pony is an Australian Flosstuber.
Yep.
And the reason why I'm mentioning those two together is because they both were working on the Winter Woodland Star that I worked on for the Jingle Ball. And I saw Stitching Bee probably towards the beginning of the 2 weeks, and then I was seeing Patchy Pony yesterday. And I loved their working on their whip and then the finish. And you would not believe it, but Patchy Pony picked a similar fabric to mine.
Yeah?
Yeah. We both obviously had the same idea, and obviously we hadn't spoken about it, but she had picked a petite point. So it's the one with the little white spots everywhere, because she said in hers that she wasn't going to stitch the snowflakes either, which is what I said.
Yeah.
But I think mine was a little more grey, and I think hers was a little more beige on the actual fabric.
Yeah.
And then she did the Apache Pony did the actual beads on the
that was
on the trim, whereas I just did the
trim, existing trim.
Yeah. So that was Stitching Bee and Patchy Pony.
Cool.
A new person to me is Bluebird Paper and Thread, and she did a whip parade.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was, but I just got sucked in. I was starting to stitch, and then, I don't know, it was like I was in another universe or something, because I was just drawn to the TV and I didn't get much stitching done. And I don't know if it was because it was a new person to me, or whether it was the projects, or whether it was the style of whip parade she was doing. But it was just like my eyes were just glued to the television set.
Wow.
And
that's a high compliment.
Yeah, because like it stopped me in my tracks doing what I'm doing. And normally I can stitch and watch Flosstube and all the things at once. And, and if something happens, I look up and I pay attention for a few minutes. And then once I'm But this one I barely got any stitches in.
Oh dear.
So yeah. And then there was other whip parades galore, because this is whip parade season, obviously. And I counted
end of the year, start of a new year.
Yeah. And I counted up how many other whip parades I watched other than the ones that I've just mentioned. And there were 20 other whip parades that I watched.
Wow.
So I was like, if I was here mentioning every single one, I'd
be here all day.
Yeah, I'd be here all day.
We've already filmed long enough.
So anyway, any more that you've made? Yes.
Yeah, so I had a couple of other ones that I wanted to mention, and they're regular viewers of ours too, and we love them.
Yes, we do.
One is Maggie from Homemade on the Ridge.
Yes.
We mention her just about every time.
I mentioned her before.
She has videos come out in between ours sometimes, and she does the most amazing finishes. I've said it before. I say it every time because every time she has a new finish, I look at it and go, oh, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, I love it.
So this time she's done some door hanger finishes. And she's done, they're like, they're called photo booth.
Yes, I want to get this series.
Photo booth, style series. I can't think of who the designer is off the top of my head, but so they're kind of like 4 little pictures in a strip, and she's put them on like a door hanger that you hang on a door handle. And it's actually given me some ideas because I've seen door hangers like that, and they just come plain wood, and then she's just I think she spray painted it, and then she's put her design on that the finish, and it looks great. And so I'm starting to think that maybe I could manage to do something like that too.
It's by Bent Creek.
Thank you.
I was just Googling it while she was talking.
Yeah. So
I want to get this whole series. I love the series that she's been flipping through the ones that she's got,
yes.
right? And I'm like, oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. I really want to get that whole series.
Yes.
I've been looking at them all, and I'm like,
cute.
I love each and every single one of them. And I'm like, especially the one that she just did with the little elf and Santa. And because the elf is just so cheeky, you know, peeking in and stuff. So, yeah. Definitely.
So they're very cute patterns, and her finishes look amazing. If you haven't watched Maggie, go and do yourself a favour and watch her, even if it's just to see what her finishes are. They always look great. So, and she's very inspiring. The other one I wanted to mention, which I caught up with the latest video yesterday, I think, or the day before, was Untwist Your Stitches. Rose.
Yes.
Hi, Rose.
Yes.
She always has the nicest things to say about us. She gave us a shout out. Thank you again for that. She's doing a project, Smiling Strawberries, I think it was called, on an It's So Emma bag.
I watched that, and I thought...
I watched it. She was close to finish. I saw her on Instagram yesterday. She's finished it now.
Oh, did she?
And it looks amazing. It's just like the perfect thing for that bag, because it's a sort of pinky bag, and it just looked great with the strawberries on it.
When I saw
congratulations on your finish, Rose. It looks amazing.
When I saw it, I was like, oh, I've got to have that pattern to put on my, because I've got a bag the same, right?
Different colour though, isn't it?
It is a different colour. It's blue. But I mean, I don't see that that's
a blueberry, smiling blueberries, or
maybe
bouncing blueberries or something.
But I mean, it wouldn't bother me having strawberries on a blue bag.
No.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, sometimes when I think of strawberries is like, obviously the red and the green of the strawberry, but sometimes I think of colours that go with it is blue, yellow and white.
Okay.
Because you remember when we had the strawberry shortcake dolls as kids?
Yeah.
Was it strawberry shortcake?
Yeah.
Yeah. Showing my age here. And they had, you know, dresses, and they had the whole like gingham sort of dresses and things like that.
Still reds and pinks.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. For some reason, I think of that light sky blue, like a pale yellow and a white. So I thought, maybe. So I thought that strawberry pattern would be good on the blue bag as well. That's where I was going.
And the way she did it, it just fit perfectly. So
you got the inner workings of my mind there for a second.
It's scary, isn't it? All right, that was all we had to talk about today. So if you've hung in this far, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's been a bit of a long one again.
Yes, yeah.
I promise we do try and keep them short and
sweet. We do try.
You know,
but we just have so much to chat about.
There's two of us, so, you know, we're going to talk about all of it.
And we love a good chat.
Yeah. So if you have gone this far, thank you. And please remember to like, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the bell icon and set notifications to all so you do get notified every time we have a video out. Leave us a comment, share our videos with your friends. We hit 380 subscribers. We would like to get that to 400 by the end of the month if we can.
Yes, that'd be awesome.
There's not too many more, so please share, let your friends know about us. And thank you for watching, and until next time,
stay crafty.
I got, hopefully it's not going to be too glary.
A bag full of buttons.
A big bag of buttons. There's a blue one.
It was a big button too.
It was a big button, Kalani. Okay. Yeah, so big bag of buttons, and most of them.
Sorry. We had a blooper.
I'm going to cut that out too.
Okay.
Are you done?
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. Compose yourself, grow. Okay. I've got tears in my eyes now. Okay.
You good? Oh, my God.